Oh yeah, party on. Purple haze, man. Daisy, you just lie there, hon. Purple haze going through my mind. I'm having a beer. I've been feeling too hot last week. A lot of moisture on the roof of my car. This fucking tractor quit working again. I'm telling you, man, this farm bullshit's super expensive and it's not as reliable as you'd think. I gotta find a mental way to get over these repairs on this equipment because when something goes wrong, it's like bums me out and I don't even feel like doing it anymore. I gotta find a way to overcome that. It's stupid, really. I did clean it off today, though. The mower deck's fucked up, too. Uh, hey, Mark, how you doing? When I fuck something up on this stuff, though, I pay for it myself. Not that I should get any kind of award for that, but I did it. Put a ding in it or a scratch or fuck up something, run over a rock. Yeah, it's good. What's your status on your moving now? What are you living in an apartment or something? So I come out here for a beer. I haven't been feeling too good for about it'll be a week tomorrow, actually. Got kind of this congestion. I could have swore to God I had that fucking COVID again, but guess I don't. I haven't felt that great. Daisy's out here chasing armadillos. That's Jupiter right there. See it? It's crazy how they know so much about that planet. Take you like 10 years to get there in a spaceship. Yeah, they say it's like 6 months before you get over this fucking bullshit. I mean, to be honest with you, that COVID shit wasn't that much different being depressed. I give it a 50-50 first and second place. So, I mean, I don't want to blame everything on COVID. I mean, I had my problems for this fucking bullshit ever even came out. But I feel like a little achy, stomach's a little upset, sleeping like a motherfucker. Now my goddamn tractor equipment's not working. I have gotten more used to this. Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, I knew you were moving though. That's why I asked. I knew you had a home, but I knew you were moving. Hey, Blue. I did make a different plan in my change plans in my house though. So I don't even give a shit about a house to be honest with you. I mean, there's not much alternative when you need a place to live. I got the least possible problems, and that's the last 20 years I've lived in condos. It's not perfect, but for a lazy fucker, it's better than messing with all that shit. So anyway, I come down here, I can build a house wherever I want, all this stuff. I just can't get into it, man. I don't give a fuck about it. Living room, bedrooms, picking out all this bullshit. So, I had a couple floor plans, but I'm just like not into it that much. So, anyway, my buddy asked me, he said, hey, I got an idea. He might have listened to one of my lives too. I know he listens to them sometimes. He said, how about if when I build this like place where we're going to keep the equipment, you can just put living quarters inside this workshop. And I thought, fuck, now we're talking. Yeah, now we're talking. Couple bedrooms, kitchen, inside a like warehouse. Still have a porch, bird feeders, but none of this bullshit with what kind of roof you're going to put on it and what kind of awnings and all. Hey, Obi, how you doing? Yeah, I don't have any interest in that at all. So that's what we're going to do then. So the pressure's off with building a house. Although I did pick the location where the warehouse is going to go. Yeah, he does listen to him sometime. I didn't think he listened to him that much, but it was awful coincidental, I can tell you. You know? Bye-bye, White Up Doe. Bye-bye. Hit your refresh button, loser. Remember, you're an adult now. I want you to try acting like one for at least one day, 24 hours. And so that's that. And Daisy's back to normal. Marty's up in Chicago with his wife, fucking around some holiday thing. I'm going to start on that any day now. Waiting to get these architect plans because it's got to be changed now a little bit. I just think it'd be cool looking out my bedroom window inside of a thing and see the tractor and the skid steer and the mower. Probably put a little weightlifting gym in there. I just can't get into a house, man. It doesn't really interest me. Plus, and not only that, I'm building a house too. Yep, it's going to build a tree house. See Jupiter up there? I sprayed the tractor off tonight. Yeah, get that built. Still got to move. Plus, I'll be able to move all that crap from Michigan down. Get rid of most of it. My books. Put in like a nice library. And that'd be about it. Yeah, well, I probably will, like the living part, have like a little kitchen, like, you know, like a bar where 6 people can sit. I don't want like dining room table and all that bullshit. Couch. Yeah, no way. Just have to play it by ear, you know what I mean? I can't believe these planets, man, they're so pretty today. Today was 84, I think, the highest it got. Of course, cooler. Would have been a great grass cutting day. And it was humid as hell, though. What time is it? About 1:30 or something like that, too? Yeah, 2 o'clock. Yeah, that's the way I look at it. Yeah. So, time marches on. I got all the grass cut, but about 40 acres, but it's the back 40, so it doesn't matter. And this front stuff around the house, I do with the zero-turn mower. Anybody ever wants a good mower? They're expensive. They're 15 grand, but this zero-turn Bobcat mower is like fantastic. They started making tractors, but the tractors don't get that great of ratings. I'll tell you, spent a few hours looking at different tractors tonight because I think we're going to get rid of this one. I don't know if we're going to be able to, though. I mean, even though this thing's had its problems, the other ones are like 10 times worse. Always falling apart, junk, hard to get parts, blah, blah, blah. This fucking thing shouldn't be hard to get parts for. They make them right down the street, 55 miles away. Augusta, Georgia, which is the same place we get them serviced at. Yeah. So that's that. I saw some turkeys today, the highlight of my day. I went and got a lemonade. I mean, I'd be lying to you if I said it isn't sometimes down here. I don't take off and do the up north things that I used to do, freighters and stuff like that. But I'll be doing more of that once I get settled and there's something to do. I guess I could be doing that now, but I just don't feel like it that much. Plus it's so hot out, you know? Hi, hon. What are you doing, honey? Hey, Obi, how you doing? Just play it by ear. Oh, good for you, Rita. That's good. Nice out tonight. I'd say the temperature is probably about 84 still. Maybe 80. Quiet here. That's really what made me pull the trigger on down here. I figure in this rat race, this day and age, the likelihood of finding a place like this isn't out in the middle of Costa Rica or something that's pretty low. No noise, no crime, no drugs, and nothing to do. But weighing the scales, I think this is the way to go. You think I'd miss those YouTube days down in Detroit, but I really don't. When I move on, I move on. I was watching tractor accidents on YouTube tonight for a while. Can't believe some of the stupid shit these people do. It's almost like they get drunk before they drive them. Yeah, it'll do it too. It's different. Disgusted is different than being depressed. Yeah, it's true. World's crazy now. I mean, your whole days are spent not believing what you're seeing on the news, reveling at the prices of gas, thinking how crazy it is that houses are selling for more than they're listed for, realizing that people don't want to work, COVID, running interference. I mean, it's not fun out there like it used to be. Yeah, doesn't it feel crazy? I mean, you would think as long as your own life's doing great, well, what's the big deal? Well, I don't know. I don't know about you, but as I've gotten older, I want things to be good for other people too. I think of the shit that I did when I was young, flying planes and skydiving and hitchhiking and riding trains and being self-employed my whole life. I don't know how you do that anymore. This crazy day and age. They'll arrest you if they find your ass on a train now. At least when you were younger and depressed, you could think of things that you think would alleviate that. New relationship, winning the lottery, taking a spontaneous trip out of town. Fuck, I couldn't even tell you what to do anymore. You know? Just sit here and watch these planets. You look at Jupiter. I used to look at Jupiter as like, oh God, this big giant planet, man, nobody living there. You look at those pictures of Jupiter, it's like, jeez, man, you talk about a big ass place. It's just nothing. It's crazy. It's just out there floating around. And now I look at it, it's like, shit, I wouldn't mind living there. Yeah, back to reality, yeah. I watch like YouTube things and I watch these crime shows. Friday and Monday are two terrible nights for that. They always have some other stuff on there. Oh, did Joby? This Obi's seeming like a fucking fruitcake. Why don't you bang it again, Obi? Can't hurt. Yeah, he's passing every test. Has that screwball been on here before? I don't really remember his name. Hey Beth, how you doing? What's your name, huh? You're up late tonight. Did you take my advice or just switch it anyway? Oh, is he? Yeah, I think it's a good idea. Oh, he's subscribed? Oh, okay. Uh, oh, gotcha. Yeah. No, they'll track you down and make your life miserable. How's the COVID going, Beth? Rita, how's hubby doing with his? What's J7 talking about? Oh, gotcha. Oh, good. Yeah, it lingers, that's for sure. Oh, good. How's your weather out there, Blue? There goes a jet flying over. I asked you how the weather is where you're at. A lot of these late night planes are taking off from Atlanta and they're heading overseas. Direct flights. You wouldn't think you could put enough fuel on an airplane to fly all the way over to Europe. Wow. And even in the daytime, you'd think you'd hear a lot more planes, but 90 miles east, they're up too high. Oh, good for you, Beth. So you're back to work? I'm east of Atlanta. East of Atlanta. Yeah, I'm between Atlanta and Augusta. There goes the turboprop. Now I can tell you where that turboprop is. It's either going to Charleston or Washington, D.C. That's a connector flight. They must want the plane there in the morning for like people connected to Hartsfield. Oh, good for you, Beth. Hey, Juana. Oh, good, Obi. Yeah, we're all gun shy, trigger happy. Good. No, don't worry about it, Beth. We just go with the flow. You have clear skies here in Michigan? Oh, there and look at Jupiter to the south, about 10 o'clock. I can't figure out for the life of me how people live down here pre-air conditioning. There's still a lot of people down here without air conditioning. Oh, wow, Lakota. No kidding. Yeah, it's a broiler. Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right, Rita. Yeah. I haven't seen a cotton farm down here. I guess they're around someplace, but I haven't seen any. I don't think it's like they used to be. Yeah, we got central air in this house. Yep. Yeah, a lot of pecan fields. They're all over down here. Yeah. And I see a lot of people are selling peaches out in the front of their house. Yep. Yep. I don't really like pecans that much. I don't like peaches that great either. Yeah, I don't really care for pecan pie that much. Yeah, there's a lot of raccoons around here. Yeah. Yeah, strawberries. It's big down in Florida, like Lake City. What are you barking at, Davy? What are you barking at, hon? Well, I'll tell you, you can take anything you have, extra chicken wings, lunch meat, you name it. You throw it out the back door here, and it's gone even before it gets dark. Yeah, oranges. Yeah, I lived down there for a while. Buena Vista. Yeah, I was surprised that armadillo. That was an odd light tan color. I've never seen one like that before. There's a couple of them that I saw cutting grass the other night at night. I see them around here in dusk. They don't bother anybody. I mean, I guess you can get leprosy from them, something else, but they just wander around here, and they're kind of cute, actually. They got little tiny heads. They're looking for grubs. They run around. I thought it was a little weird one was out in the daylight today like that, but I don't care. I don't bother them. All right, you nighty night, Rita. Sweet dreams. Yeah, he was hungry. Yeah, sure was. Yeah, I never saw one like that. It's crazy. It's that hot out there in Portland, Lakota. Do you guys ever watch any of the videos that Strobe, Strobe, the hobo? See, he got killed about 4 years ago. Seemed like a really cool guy. Yeah, gray, yeah, darkish colored, yep. Look like dinosaurs to me. Oh, you watched it, Beth? Yeah. There's another one, Shoestring Hobo. He's a pretty cool guy, too. But the other guy, I guess he got killed 4 years ago. There's two stories. One, he fell off an overpass and then a train ran over him. And another one, he was caught on a bridge and it caught his backpack and drug him on the train down the tracks. Oh, shoestring hobo. Yeah, hell, way to go. I did that quite a bit for about a 3 year period. You get filthy dirty riding them. And I got on one in Northern California. California with a guy one time, and the damn thing went north up into Oregon. We damn near froze to death and went up in the mountains. Party time is right. Yeah, how you doing like that? Oh, that boy, shooting pool. I don't even know where you could go to shoot pool around here. Yeah, beautiful night out tonight, sure is. Beth, did you go out there and see Jupiter yet? Take a look up there at the sky. About 10 o'clock. Yeah, beautiful night. You're right about that, don't like. I think this John Deere stuff, like everything else, quality is like heading a little bit south. Yeah, I read about the Kubotas, man. They get even worse ratings. Yeah, I was looking for a plan B. Yeah, I think it's like I don't I don't think they do it too much anymore, bars. Yeah, go look about 10 o'clock, real bright in the sky. And if you wait a little while, you'll see Mars too coming up to the bottom left. I think you're really gonna get tears in your eyes looking at it. Okay, I think you like it. Can't miss it unless you're blind. I don't think you are. You wouldn't be going outside to look at it. Oh, here's a plane going by, way in the distance. Oh yeah, you might be right on that. Yeah. I thought it was one, but it's not. Something else. I think it's Mars coming up on the horizon. To tell you the truth, yeah, it is Mars. Beth, if you probably can't hear me, but if you can, look to the bottom left, like to the left, and like much lower, like let's say at 5 o'clock. That's Mars. That bright star to the left looks red. Looks red. I haven't seen a shooting star in a while, to tell you the truth. Yeah, it's definitely Mars coming up. Beautiful. Hey, Frisky, how you doing? We're up here partying. Now you should be able to see Jupiter too, Frisky. Yeah, isn't that cool, Beth? Did you happen to see Mars down to the left? It's red looking. It's low on the horizon now. If you've got trees, you might not be able to see it. It's probably like 5 o'clock, maybe like 6 o'clock, maybe. Smaller, not as bright, but it looks red. That's Mars. Oh, okay. That's cool. I get this place finished down here. We're gonna have some parties down here. We're just gonna have blowout parties down here. Play old music. Just bring a couple books. Show you around town. Take about 10 minutes. And you can like get up, read your favorite book, take you out to eat. Then we'll make a campfire, just drink, bullshit, stay up till 2, 3, we'll sleep in. Oh, cool, Beth. Yeah, it's cool. Good. Glad Daisy's back to 100%. Well, I don't know. I mean, I'd like to tell you it was the dream, but I wouldn't put it in the dream category yet. It's better than where I was at. And at least I've got the illusion of things are going to be better here, which I didn't have in Michigan. You know, there's more excitement, more opportunity, different stuff. I mean, if you'd have, like I told you, I never thought I'd be here. You know? I was thinking too, honest, this sounds crazy, but you know, I used to hitchhike and ride freight trains a lot, and there's really nothing like I feel like doing that much. But I'm down here fucking around. It's okay, and I don't mind doing things around here. I don't have to do it, but you know, I kind of like doing it. And Marty's such a good guy that. But let's take for an example if Marty says, "Hey, you know, this isn't what I thought it'd be. You know, I'll give you a month. Get the hell out of here." It's like, oh, okay. I think what I would do is I'd just sell my condo, which I'm going to do anyway. Hopefully my divorce will be settled soon. And as crazy as it sounds, I think I'd just hit the rails again. I'd just pick up hitchhiking and riding trains again, to be honest with you. I really like that life. I just was conned at the time into thinking, you know, that you had to have all this shit. But I think I'd live out my final years doing that. Yeah, Daisy's a good dog. Yeah, I got out of the house building living quarters inside a warehouse where we're going to store the construction equipment, which I'm relieved of because I just couldn't get into a house, man. I don't give a fuck about a house. All these rooms that won't have anything in them. I just want a bedroom for myself, a bedroom for a visitor, a kitchen, and a library. That's it. I don't want all these bullshit drywall, fucking stupid ass looking rooms. Got to decide on the roof and all this shit. So fucking boring. It's unbelievable. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I probably would do videos if I did that, something like that. I'll just see how it goes. Take it a day at a time. I mean, I thought of driving truck for a while, but I do like driving. And I like driving at night. But I don't think I like that now. Because you don't get to like do anything when you get to the cities where you deliver it. No, I'm building living quarters inside a warehouse. Way better. Yeah, I don't want a house. No. It's going to be really nice. I'm going to do all wood interior. I don't want any drywall either. Nice windows, a lot of space. Bring out a pressure washer to clean the floor. Yeah, I thought of that, but I don't want to be climbing up on anything either. It'll be nice. It's not gonna when you see it in the inside, you're not gonna believe it from the outside. It's gonna look like a metal corrugated building, like you have tractors in, which your tractors are gonna be in it. But when you see the living quarters, I think you'll really like them. It'll be like really cool. Yeah, elevator. Yeah, I don't think he ever would, but you don't know. I don't think he ever would. He's worried that I'm gonna leave, believe it or not. He's always thinking that I'm gonna go back to Michigan. I mean, we get along great. It's been like what, going on 3 months almost. Fuck, I haven't even put in a mail forwarding. No. Yeah, I'm gonna build a tree house. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Just like a tree house where you can go up and like on a nice rainy night and just like burn a Coleman lantern and have a nice little bed, have big screens, windows, and just listen to it. Yeah, it's Tom Reed, TOMREED, 1956 at gmail.com. Yeah, honestly though, West Branch was pretty good, man. I enjoy living in West Branch, but I went up there to help a relative, and I mean that worked. And then I don't even talk to her anymore. To tell you the truth, it was good. And honestly, I think two factors: if Detroit would have stayed good and it wouldn't have got dangerous, and Michigan Avenue didn't change, and we'd have had traditional winters like we had when I was growing up, I'd have probably not done this. I love winter, blizzards, ice, you know, but we don't get that anymore. The winters are not fucking shit anymore. I mean, the winters up north. I moved up north, I'm thinking, wow, this is going to be great. Just nothing. Fucking February before it freeze. You're lucky to get 6 inches at a time. I mean, it's bullshit. So scratch the winters. You know what I mean? And, I wasn't going to be doing YouTube down Detroit anymore. And there wasn't really much stuff around there. So I just said, fuck it. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Something like that, John. You're right. Yes, it is. Yeah, yeah. Small letters is fine. Yeah, Beth. Yep. I'll show you. I'll take a picture of it tomorrow. I just cut the grass here yesterday. And I'll tell you another thing too. Now, 235 acres isn't that much. It seems like it is, but it's not. I mean, yeah, I fuck around. I've showed you guys videos of it, but I got a friend of mine that owns a ranch in South Dakota. He has 15,000 acres. You believe that shit? Now, most of it's just like, grasslands, which I think in a way is beautiful. But even at 235 acres, about half of it is clear and about half of it is not. It's like, which is what I like about it. This is like what you kind of call, it was a farm, it isn't now. And think of this, and I never thought of this until I got in this living situation. But, you think farm, you go to farm, you're thinking goats and cows and all that shit. It's not that. It was at one time. But, and if you said to you, hey, I'll give you a really good deal on 235 acres. It's like, wow, I'd be there by myself. That's all true. But here's the fact of the matter. If you got it and it was not cleared and it was all 235 acres of trees, you can't do anything. It is very expensive to clear woods because you got to take down the trees and you got to take out the stumps and you got to level it. So, I mean, 235 acres of pure woods, unless you're only going to use it for hunting, is pretty unreasonable when you figure out what it's going to cost you. This one's about 50-50. Big cleared open areas, that kind of thing. And I've done 4 grass cuttings since I've been here. It takes me about 22 hours to do it. Grass and field, right? And there's still places that I've missed that I didn't even know were around. And one of those is where this new warehouse is going to be built. It's probably maybe 4 acres of open field. Now there's a place right across where I show you the videos where I pull in the driveway. That's 7 acres. See, now Marty is a pond guy. I don't really care for the ponds down here. And I wouldn't be sitting out here right now in a pair of shorts if there was a pond near me because I'd be getting eaten alive by mosquitoes. Well, a consultant came out about 2 weeks ago and said that there's water in the immediate area to have a successful pond, which I think is kind of bullshit because I always thought you could drill to China until you hit water and that's all you need to do. But for whatever the reason, I didn't want to live across the street anyway. But I'll take a little video where I'm going to build tomorrow. It's all solid wood, 3 or 4 acres open area. If I didn't, I would build it where there were solid woods right up next to the walls on all 4 sides, other than the road to drive the equipment in. But I've learned over the years and talking to contractors and living in places myself, you do not want vegetation other than some bushes and some flowers anywhere near where it can touch the house. It will cause you problems down the road, from septic to trees falling to leaves in the eaves troughs to sap on the windows. You want the area where your house is clear from any trees. It's I wouldn't, if I didn't know better, I would just have the trees right out my front window. But I know better. I'm not going to do it. It's a perfect cleared area. Yeah, 15,000 acres. Isn't that something? Not really. I'll tell you another thing that's kind of surprising too. Is we've got 3 really tall, 60-foot pecan trees. One's probably 70 feet. But pecan wood isn't worth shit. You can't give it away. It's not. I'm going to tell you another interesting thing too. There's another commercial building that Marty bought. He's bought about 3 old factories that have been out of business. And one of them is 30,000 square feet. And they had a consultant come in there, and they guessed that the timbers that were used to build the factory are probably 300 years old. These big giant timbers. Now, here's the deal. If you calculated what these large timbers were worth, it's almost $2 million because the whole place was constructed of them. But here's the caveat to the whole thing. Getting them out of there. The roof's unstable. The walls are about ready to fall over. Now, I don't know shit about that, but I'd be willing to do it. They're nailed in, that kind of thing. I got this romantic notion that you should save this kind of shit. You know, that kind of thing. So that's kind of up in the air now. It would have to be deconstructed slowly, which is something that I don't know a lot about, but I'd figure it out. I just hate to see it, that killer wood, when you consider it's dated that old. And as I mentioned before, there's a church that's getting moved here, deconstructed and then rebuilt. Call me Treetop Tom. Yeah, that's another thing down here. I just sprayed the other day. There's a good chemical I had. It's something sulfate. It blows away Roundup. You have to get it at a farm store. You only need 2 teaspoons a gallon, which means a gallon of it's about $70, but it's worth every dime. That Roundup isn't worth a fuck. I think they're worried about getting sued now since they got their ass handed to them out in California. I'll give you the name of this if you're interested, but only 2 teaspoons per gallon. And I'm telling you, man, this is great weed control killer. In some places, this fucking mower, this zero-turn mower, I ain't easy. I'm here all cut and it's hot as the son of a bitch. And all this construction equipment. The skid steer will kill you if you try and get out of that goddamn thing while it's running. The tractor, I don't really mind. There's a lot of safety features, but the zero-turn Bobcat mower, when you get off that son of a bitch, it shuts off. There's no way to keep it running. So I get lazy sometimes. It's hot, it's humid, I'm trying to finish cutting the grass. And I don't want to get off it because I know I'm going to have to start it again. Even though that's no big deal. But I went out and Roundup used this chemical the other night, and it just is so much better than Roundup. Yeah, start taking a video. No, it works really good. It's expensive, but it works, and it lasts. Now, when I was in Florida, you can also get a pre-emergent called Surflands Orange, and you mix a pre-emergent. What that means, it keeps new stuff from growing and it kills what's there now. I haven't done that because this has done such a good job. Now, I'm sure it's not great for the environment. Places I don't spray it, like around the pole, the bird feeder, that kind of thing. But it's very effective. It works really well. Oh no, that skid screw will kill you in a fucking heartbeat. Honest to God, it will. It will, Blue. You can really hurt yourself with the skid steer. But I'm out of a lot of it because I promised myself after reading about it. Once again, you don't want to shut the thing off. Yes, you got to punch in a code and all that. I will never get out of that skid steer while it's running. That's 90% of the accidents. The second thing that gets you is walking underneath a bucket even when the engine's off. And it's weird because there's a bucket lock when you raise it all the way up that you can lock the bucket. And I don't see how people are hurting themselves. Now, I've got a mulching head on the front of that now, which weighs 3,600 pounds. And you can fuck yourself up with that too. It'll launch a piece of wood right through the windshield and impale you. But I'm careful. I go by the book on that stuff. You know? Yeah, that's skidster. No, it'll work, Beth. Oh, yeah. You go on YouTube, look at skidster accidents, or Google it. People get killed with skidsters all the time. Tipping them over, running them into ponds, going off the side of buildings and falling. There's a million ways. Cutting your head off, crushing yourself under the bucket. And evidently it's easy to run over people. I don't quite get that. You got a camera? Here, let me tell you something about cameras that I've realized. I've realized it in this F450, and I've realized it in the skidster. So you're sitting in this goddamn thing. You already read a bunch of articles of people getting crushed and killed and everything else. So you start the thing up, and you see the camera come on, which is beautiful. It's 4K. It's great resolution. And the minute you put it in reverse, the camera comes up, and you see all sorts of shit. So what I think happens, I don't know this for sure. I'm suspecting it. And I've come close, but I haven't fucked anything up yet. But I can see how it can happen. I've done it in the 450, and I've done it in the skidster. So you're front, you don't give a fuck what's in front of you because you're backing up. So you raise the bucket a little bit, and the beeper comes on. Nobody there. That's no safety factor. And you're backing up. You're backing up. The skidster is toggle. You drive it like you drive a tank. And all of a sudden, you're backing this thing out, and you're like maybe turning to get the hell out of an area. And all of a sudden, you notice there's something right up near the right front of the fender on the 450 or the bucket on the skidster. Now, you could say, hey, you dumbass, what camera on every side of the damn piece of equipment? No, but you can get set up to think that you're not paying attention to the front because you're backing up and that this back camera is going to cover it. It's not. Because you can swing that F450 left or right, and you can swing that skidster left or right and fuck up all sorts of shit because there's no camera there. But it's easy to get caught up when you're backing up into looking at that backup camera, which, isn't usually a clear sight. Now, I've read some safety manuals, and they've said on a skidster, you always want to keep your work field in front of you. So even though now what will keep you from doing that is it's on a track. These are rubber tracks, and you want to fuck up some grass, buy a skidster. Even under the perfect conditions, when you turn that thing, you're tearing up grass. So you're always kind of not trying to make these, hairpin turns because you don't want to tear up any grass. But I've tried and set myself up where I don't back up very often. I turn it around, and the work field is in front of me no matter what. And from what I just explained, that's why I'm careful about backing up, because you can still wreck all sorts of shit while you're looking in that backup camera with the front bucket as you're making a turn backing up. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I don't want extra bedrooms. You know what I mean? Yeah, it can really happen, man. It can. It's like you got to be careful with this shit. And when you're tired, I'll tell you where I think you get set up is trying to get a job done. It's getting dark. It's starting to rain. Thunderstorms coming around a thing. That's That's when shit goes to hell. Now, I just bought some front weights for this thing. I don't know what it is, probably 60 pounds, but it's on the very front of the tractor. You can get this bracket where you can put like 12 of those weights. I think I'm going to end up doing that if we keep it or change it when I get another one. It makes a huge difference. Because when you've got that big mowing deck on the back and you're going uphill, there's maybe 10 places here where the front wheels start to come off the ground. Not that it's going to roll over and crush me, but if it's wet out, you're fucked. You can't even, four wheels isn't working when two of the wheels are in the air. But if you've got that counterweight on the front, you see it on cranes a lot. You know, you put it right out at that front moment. It helps so much. That's it, Beth. Hey, Chris, how you doing? No, it's easy to have an accident. Believe me, I try to be as careful as I can. All this shit has got one thing that'll really hurt you. Even the zero turn mower. It's got these two handles, kind of like a tank thing too, and they click sometimes together and they hang up in the middle. And if you're going 15 miles an hour and they click, you could slam into something not so good. I force myself to slow down where there's an area where I could collide with something like a car that I'm going by or a telephone pole. Other than that, I haul ass by it. So at the worst scenario, I'm going into a bunch of brush at 15 miles an hour. And I could stop it by then, hopefully. I wear a seatbelt in the skidster. I do wear a seatbelt if I'm on an incline. I do. You're right about that. I should wear it on the damn zero turn mower, and I don't. And I don't because I'm not worried about it tipping over on me. But I'm sure if I hit something solid, I'd fly out of there like a rag doll. It's a good idea, yeah. Yeah. I'll tell you, the zero turn mower, the Bobcat zero turn mower is a beast. It's got two big giant tanks on it, runs forever. But I don't quite understand how those handles ever made it off the engineering board. If they were, if you cut a half inch off each one, that wouldn't happen, and it wouldn't affect the steering. I really don't understand it. But the skid steer is the one that I respect. I mean, if I'm tired or something and it's hot, I don't even get in the goddamn thing. Because I've just seen there's a lot smarter people out there that have crushed their heads off and smashed themselves and lost arms and legs and all sorts of shit. It all seems really stupid to me. But, hindsight's 2020. And I'm sure I'm going to be leaving this place one of these days, but I'd rather not do it in a skidster. You're right about that double A. I should wear a seatbelt on the damn Bobcat. As a matter of fact, I'm going to check into that tomorrow. Yeah. I know this sounds corny, but even this F450 takes a while to get used to. It's got a huge hood, sits up really high. It takes a while to know what you can get away with. It's easy to tear the fender walls off the back. It's a dually, and it's it's got a front camera and a rear camera, which help a lot. But backing up, that's why you'll see me back up a lot of places, because it's so much easier. When you're trying to take that big old long 450 and turn into like a parking spot, unless you have a ton of room to swing really wide, like you don't have enough distance, like let's say is in a Walmart parking lot, you need to be heading into that spot straight. You can't be cocked. It's not like a car. You'll take the side off of that thing. Oh, it's a beast of a truck. It really is. I mean, who can afford one of those goddamn things, man? It's $162,000 new. Yeah, it's a beast of a truck. It's got all stitched leather, crew cab. It's a monster. It's got four-wheel drive when you want it. It's a beautiful truck. I love driving it. Be honest with you, though, I mean, I don't pay for any of the fuel or the and shit, but to tell you the truth, I mean, I feel guilty driving it sometimes. Dollar store, I'll go get diesel or something because I can put it in the back, but I can use it whenever I want and get an endless supply of fuel. But to be truthful with you, it just seems so indulgent and excessive that even though I have access to it, I just don't feel comfortable driving around in something that gets 10 miles a gallon when I got something else. It takes the fun out of it. Oh, really don't like that. Huh. It's turbocharged, and you'd be surprised how fast it is. I think it's about 9,000 pounds. And they're expensive to maintain. Oil changes, tires, front end alignments, anything diesel, you pay up the ass. Oh, super cold. Yeah, that's exactly why I take it when I'm going uptown 4 miles or something like that, because it's got like the most ass kicker, uh, excuse me, air conditioning you could ask for. And I take Daisy with me. Yeah, it's got ass kicker air conditioning. Yeah, it's a beautiful truck, man. I'd feel better if I was pulling, 25,000 pounds, which I would have to have it for. Yeah, I know the feeling, Hegelian. Yeah, I love driving it. I really do. It's got every bell and whistle on it. Like when a car's coming close to you, it's like it'll put the brakes on if it looks like you're going to run into somebody. I mean, it's got all sorts of shit. Sunroof, uh, you name it. But, and part of it is too, I think the poor suckers out there worrying about how they're going to afford fuel to work. I'm just out there fucking off and something that gets 11 miles a gallon. I just don't think it's cool to do. Yeah, heated steering wheel. It's got all that shit. It's got a heated and cooled seats, both heated and cooled seats. Yep. And it's super comfortable. You can put the seats back and sleep no problem. Yeah, that's true, double A, but I don't look at it like I'm keeping score on anything. I just think in general, I just see people like, struggling to get to their shit job with fuel, and I just feel like a dick driving that thing unnecessarily. I still do, but not as much as I could. So I guess I'm half a dick. You know what I mean? I don't. I even feel guilty pulling up in it sometimes. Like, there a lot of this is a broke county around here, and I go to the dollar store and I'll back up, and the thing is, it's a cool looking vehicle, and I have a lot of people come up and ask me questions. The first thing I tell them is it's not mine, and they want to know about it, how much it costs, and that kind of thing. I mean, one thing it's for is like it's got a lot of low end torque, and I'll tell you, I've got two or three different chains that I'll hook up to the hitch. Oh, you would be surprised what you could pull out with this chain. I'll wrap these chains around these big ass trees that fall over, and I don't even need to use 4-wheel drive. I'll pull them back to a spot where you can't see them. Oh, sorry about that, Beth. The trees thing is another issue. It's like we get a tree that probably falls down once a week, and we try and keep the trails open. But I'm not sure how to do this. I don't want to have to get out with a chainsaw and risk cutting my leg open or cutting half my skull in half with kickback every time a tree falls. So scratch, chainsaw. We got this mulching head on the skidster, but to be honest with you, it uses a shit ton of fuel, and it takes an hour to disintegrate a tree. It's not like I'm turning this mulching head on and I'm just disintegrating in 10 minutes. So it takes a long time. So I'm trying to think of a way on when these trees fall over, the best way to get rid of them. I'm thinking that the best way probably is to just put a chain around them and drag them out to a place where you'd never see them. Because it takes a long time to chop up a big, thick trunk tree. Plus, if you're using a chainsaw, the risk there. The mulching thing, it sounds like a good idea, but not for big trees. Hour to an hour and a half. Takes too long. Oh yeah, chainsaws are dangerous. I know some smart people that have really carved themselves up on chainsaws. So, I mean, we got a little steel that's nothing. It's a real lightweight one. It's not really one that you'd need around here, and I'll fuck around with that. I'm not too worried about it. In a pair of shorts and tennis shoes, for little like branches and stuff like that. But I wouldn't use it on, some of these big ass trees like these big ass monster trees. These 3 trees. Marty wanted to cut them down, but I think they provide a lot of habitat for wildlife. And one thing I've learned about these big branches that come out of these pecan trees is they don't fall. It's not like they shear at the base of the trunk and fall straight down and wreck everything underneath them. What usually happens is they break at the base and then they fold inward. So usually when I see a big 1,200-pound branch that is busted off, it broke off at the base and then the far out point away from the trunk fell straight down up against the trunk. And what I end up doing is just torquing it from the small point, pulling it off the rest of the tree and dragging it out into a field. But I didn't know that when I first moved down here, and I always thought, God, if one of these big branches break out, it's going to really, land on my car. Unlikely. It's going to fall towards the trunk. Yeah, chainsaws are dangerous. Table saws too. Yeah, there's a lot of ways to hurt yourself with a chainsaw. Yeah, you got to be careful. But even when there's people that are careful, you still get nailed, Well, I was reading the news tonight. A lot of people getting attacked by sharks different places. Excuse me. There's all sorts of stuff like that. There's been a couple times where I've been at airports over the years where I've been flying a plane, and I've seen people loading up, and I've went up to them and said, hey, look, it's not my business, but, I had that same airplane, and the density altitude's high, and you got a lot of shit in there. I mean, I'm just telling you, do you know how to calculate density altitude and what kind of runway you're going to need? And both times they waited until the evening till it got cooler. And I swear to God, on both instances, I bet you they would have crashed into the trees trying to take off. They'd gotten away with it so many times, but with that kind of weight and those kind of conditions on a hot, humid day, and you're in too deep before you realize it. I know like 5 different plane crashes that density altitude was the cause of the crash. Yeah, I'm drinking a beer, yeah. Yep. We only had a couple left. Well, what a beautiful night. Marty sent me a photo his cousin hit for $12,500 on a slot machine. I guess there's some place, I don't know if it's North Carolina or probably North Carolina. Hit on a slot machine. And his brother won 20 grand on a slot machine about a week and a half ago. The 12.5 was on a penny machine, believe it or not. Oh yeah, density altitude, you better believe it. Basically, the moisture content gets you. I tell people all the time, if you don't believe it, go out to an airport, like a place where it's hot and humid, anywhere in the Midwest in the summer like now. Atlanta's a perfect example. And you could take like a, let's say a 777, A380, something like that, pack it to the gills, full luggage, full fuel. Watch the difference in how much runway they chew up on a hot, humid July day compared to a cold winter day. It's called density altitude. Affects airplane performance big time. And prop planes way more than jets. Oh, does it work that way, Beth? Does it work that way? Hi, honey. What are you doing, hon? You sleeping down there? You sleeping with Dad on the porch? Good girl, hon. Right. Oh, attendance and winnings. Oh, okay. Nice out here, just staying up late. Pardon, Beth. You should be able to see Mars by now. It's about 8 o'clock. Way over to the left. It's red looking. It looks reddish, like a red tinge to it. I'm a girl, huh? I'm a baby down there sleeping with visiting Dad outside, huh? Good girl. Good girl, hon. Go like that. You always been a midnight guy, like late night guy like this? Yeah, me too. Yep. Oh, good, Beth. Oh, third shift. Oh, okay. Anybody that doubts the Earth is round, tonight's a good night to disprove that. Yeah, looks good, doesn't it, Beth? Well, I think I'm gonna go in and maybe watch a little more TV and brush my teeth. So, hope all you guys have a good day tomorrow. We'll try and get on tomorrow night, feel a little bit better. Check these planets out if you haven't looked at them yet. good night for it. You're up late. Daisy's ready to go, Betty. You too don't like that. Beth, you have a good day tomorrow. Frisky, if you're out there. Double A, Chris, Lakota. Yeah, thank you. Nighty night. Yeah, sure will. Thank you. Okay, Blue, have a good day today. Daisy, ready to go, Betty, honey? Ready to go, babe? Good night, Beth. Don't mean to miss anybody. Oh, okay, that's good. Get it knocked out. All right, take care, you guys.